So last Monday, Carolina Molina went shopping in her local Northern Virginia community. And as she was pulling out of the parking lot of the shopping center, she encountered ICE agents harassing migrants in the parking lot. And she confronted them with her smartphone. And this confrontation went super viral across the internet. So many of you shared this video with me. I'm going to play it for you real quick. Trigger warning, it is incredibly shocking.
You recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
You
run
almost
you over.
ran us over.
You're
Stop
so
playing.
full of shit.
Stop playing.
You are full of shit.
All right? You're not funny.
You're not funny.
I will arrest you. Keep it up.
I'm a legal citizen.
Keep it up. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
We have to call lock you up.
Okay. For what?
The one that tried to run us over.
Run you over when? I got recording. I got dash cam. I got dash cam. That's a lie. Y'all fucking full of shit. You're full of shit. I got a dash cam. I never tried to run you over. It don't fucking matter. I ain't scared of y'all. The fuck? Y'all some bitches.
So that was the video. And this ICE agent right here on Friday, so a week after the video broke, Migrant Insider actually identified him along with a collab, an assist basically from Unraveled Press in Chicago. This guy's name right here, this faux tough guy, is Martin Lagunas. Martin Lagunas is the ICE agent who's been pulling his gun, not just on Carolina Molina in Northern Virginia, but on people in Chicago. And Chicago area watchdogs identified him. Unraveled Press broke the story, and Migrant Insider confirmed it with DHS that this little ass clown right here, his name is Martin Lagunas. And now Martin Lagunas is actually going to be in a lot of trouble because House Democrats have opened an investigation into what happened. Now, the two congressmen leading this investigation are Congressman Don Beyer of Virginia. And so, Carolina Molina is one of his constituents, and Congressman Suhas Subramanian from Illinois, who, obviously his state too has been under siege by ICE during Trump's second term. Now, the investigation has three important tiers here, right? The first is they are requesting that the FBI investigate. Now, the FBI has already said that they are not going to investigate crimes by ICE agents under Kash Patel. Kash Patel is obviously a lackey of Donald Trump, and his term as FBI director has been a clown show, to say the least. Like, there are a million different things he's done that's been embarrassing. But he has already said that, ICE agents will not be investigated by his FBI. But Democrats, I guess, as a procedural step, are requesting the investigation anyway. Second, they're asking DOJ to conduct a civil rights review. Were Carolina Molina's civil rights violated by Martin Lagunas and his teammates there? From the video, it seems clearly they were. You should be able to go shopping in America without federal agents who you pay for with your tax dollars putting a gun in your face. And third, and this is probably the most important one, is a preservation of records. The Trump administration has already made clear that they're going to be destroying a lot of records that have to do with this type of, basically not just with ICE agents and things like that, but with all of the crimes and all of the corruption that's happening during Trump's second term. They've already begun destroying a lot of records. So the House Democrats are saying that, we need to preserve these records. The first interview I'm going to show you from today, because there's a press conference today to announce this investigation. It happened on Capitol Hill about 2 hours ago. I interviewed Carolina Molina, I interviewed Congressman Subramanian, and I interviewed Congressman Beyer. I'm going to play all three of those interviews for you, starting with Carolina Molina. And I think that the first thing to note about the interview with Carolina is that she has been traumatized. She has been doxxed. She's been terrorized by Incel Nation on the internet. And, she is, you could tell she just wants this to be over and go back to her and be able to go back to her private life. So anyway, here's part of the interview that I had with Carolina Molina.
It feels like a dream that is not my own. And it feels like I'm living someone else's life right now. And honestly, I'm just thankful to be alive. And I hug my babies every night because I get to go home to them.
Have you gotten any support? Like, have people been able to, have people called you the hero that you are?
Yes, it's been actually all support from the people that know me. They know where my heart is. They know what type of person I am. And they honestly keep showing me love and support, and I appreciate it.
And what's your message for other Americans with status who might find themselves in a similar situation as the one you found in you find yourself in the parking lot?
Don't trust anything and just move carefully.
But would you encourage them to stand up for the community as well, given your experience since?
I feel like everybody needs to do what they feel comfortable and safe doing. And I would never push anybody to do something that they don't feel comfortable or safe doing.
What would be your, sorry, last question. What would be your message for Martin Lagunas, this ICE agent who was, who assaulted you?
I don't have a message for him.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss.
So that was Carolina Molina, the victim here of the assault by Martin Lagunas, the ICE agent in Northern Virginia last Monday. Now, the next two interviews I'm going to show you are with the congressmen who are now leading the investigation into what happened to Carolina. The first one I'm going to show you is my interview with Suhas Subramanian from Illinois. Now, Suhas actually breaks news here. He says that Martin Lagunas is likely to be subpoenaed by Congress in the new term if Democrats take the House. So I'll leave it to Congressman Suhas to, take it from here.
What do you make of sort of the watchdogs in the community who are taking it upon themselves to do the work that, the federal government isn't doing right now to identify these people who are committing crimes against the community?
Yeah, this administration is directing agencies who should be investigating this to not do the investigation, and in fact to cover up for these incidents that ICE is doing. And so we need people to rise up with us. Certainly we're going to do an investigation in Congress. We don't have subpoena power because we're in the minority, but we're not going to wait for Republicans to hopefully come around. We don't believe that they will. And so instead, we're not going to wait till next year until we're in the majority to do an investigation. We're going to do everything possible. What's great is that we have some camera footage. We have a lot of people who are at the scene who can help us with piecing together what happened, and we will hold every single ICE officer accountable, even if that accountability means public pressure and public shaming. That what needs to happen if there's no accountability at ICE.
Should Martin Lagunas expect a subpoena in the new Congress?
Oh, absolutely. I think him and every other ICE officer and every other ICE leader who is involved in these crimes should come before Congress to explain themselves.
And I guess last question, I guess what will be your message to your constituents and just Americans generally who find themselves in a similar situation that Carolina Molina found herself in a parking lot, observing something and then taking action?
Ms. Molina was incredibly brave, and I asked everyone to take care of themselves, make sure that they take every precaution and not trust ICE to do the right thing. Certainly have a camera around, have your phone ready to start video recording anything that ICE does or says to you, and make sure to reach out to our office and to other local law enforcement to make sure that you are protected in that situation.
Should Americans who can afford to be investing in dash cams like Ms. Molina had?
I think it's a good idea at this point for Americans to at least pull out their phone when they're concerned about the situation. One thing Ms. Molina mentioned was that when she pulled out her phone, the entire conversation changed. They started getting a little bit fearful of the repercussions for doing what they were doing.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.
So that was Congressman Subramanian. And, he actually breaks news there. Like I said, he says that Martin Lagunas, the ICE agent who terrorized Carolina Molina in the Northern Virginia parking lot last Monday, will be subpoenaed in the new term if Democrats take the House. Like the way it works is basically the party that controls the House also controls committee assignments and committee chairs. And it's the chairman of committees. In the case of ICE, the committees of jurisdiction are Judiciary, Homeland Security, and Oversight, right? Those three committees have direct jurisdiction over ICE, and they can subpoena Martin Lagunas and Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent who murdered Renee Nicole Good from several different camera angles. He called her a fucking bitch after he blew her head off. And right now he still works for the Department of Homeland Security. So the other congressman who is leading the charge in this is Congressman Don Beyer from Virginia. Like Carolina Molina is one of his constituents. I interviewed Congressman Beyer about what happened and, kind of what comes next. And this is what he had to say.
So real quick, in your your time in Congress, have you ever seen a sort of secret police buildup like what we've seen during the current Trump presidency?
No, I've never seen anything like it. And it's very concerning. I know that they're paying huge salaries and bonuses to people. My great concern is that they're doing the kind of minimal background checks on ICE agents that you'd get, for example, to join a local police department. Typically, we want our police, including our ICE agents, to be people that are, stalwarts of the community, people you can trust your kids with, rather than people who can't get a job anywhere else or who have a lot of unresolved anger and violence issues. And that may be what's coming out.
Given the sort of unqualified buildup of this secret police force, what would be your message to other Virginians who find themselves in a situation similar to the one that Carolina Molina found herself in the parking lot, where she witnesses something and then calls it out?
She was very brave to be yelling at the officers. I'm not always sure that's the smartest thing to do. In some cases, just taking the video is always a good idea because there's nothing like transparency to help people clean up their act. Obviously, what we would always do is don't run, cooperate as best you can. That's the best way not to get hurt. And then hopefully the law will be on your side and you can be released or continue on your path to asylum or a green card.
Ranking Member Garcia of the Oversight Committee is compiling a master ICE list to kind of document the names and crimes of these ICE agents. Do you think that Martin Lagunas, the ICE agent who assaulted Carolina Molina at gunpoint, should be added to that list? I know I asked you this a second ago, but and do you think that he should be called before Congress to testify under a Democratic majority?
Well, I definitely think he should make it on soon-to-be Chairman Garcia's list. And yes, I do think he should be called. However, I also don't want to interfere with whatever appropriate accountability there is within DHS, within ICE. I'm hoping that they would actually treat this very seriously too. Whether that justifies firing him, I'd be inclined to fire him, but I also don't want, I think his superiors and their rules of engagement should kick in first.
Have you heard anything from DHS under under Secretary Mullen about this case and the case of Mr. Mejia and the beating?
I have not on either case. I do remember that I was encouraged that the new secretary had said, please stop shooting into cars. Which is why after that news came out, it was so surprising to see Martin pull the gun on Carolina.
And what are the next steps in regards to the beating of Mr. Mejia? And has he been found yet in the system?
I don't know what's next. I mean, we're eager to talk to him. I do know that he has the ankle monitor. He's trying to get the MRI. He's in a great period of turmoil right now, including serious health issues. But we're eager to sit down with him too.
Last question, in terms of Ms. Molina's future, are you going to maintain contact with her? You know, she's obviously been under threat and stuff like that. Is it important for Congress, or at least House Democrats, to sort of circle the wagons around these sheroes in the community?
I think Congressman Subramaniam and I and our staffs are going to try to stay very close to her. I know she's worried about getting doxxed. Her address has been all over the internet. I think she's worried about the people that are enthusiastically ICE pushing back against her. She's scared and she's having trouble sleeping. I've encouraged her to say that hopefully this moment of fame will fade and she will no longer be a target, but we don't know how long that will be.
Got it. Thank you, Congressman.
That was Congressman Don Beyer. Carolina Molina, his constituent, was assaulted by Martin Lagunas, and then another one of his constituents, Mr. Mejia, right? He had the living crap beat out of him. My colleague Aaron Partness at Midas Touch has been covering the heck out of the fate of Mr. Mejia. So, be sure to subscribe to Midas Touch and follow Aaron Partness's work. So that's, we'll keep following this investigation and other investigations. And, if Democrats take the House in the midterm, we were obviously going to really dig in on what investigations follow and what accountability measures more than anything follow from these investigations. Like ICE has been hiring tens of thousands of new workers. These people are, sort of chronically unqualified to be law enforcement. And ICE has never really been a law enforcement agency. It's always been a terror cell. It doesn't matter if it was under Obama. It doesn't matter if it was under Biden. It doesn't matter if it's under Trump. ICE has been a terror organization in migrant communities since it was founded by the Department of Homeland Security, by the Homeland Security Act of 2002. So this is the 24th year now that ICE has been terrorizing migrant communities, and it only gets worse, and it only continues to get worse because it's an agency that was built out of fear after 9/11, and it has no accountability. There are no accountability measures in place, and I hate to say it, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. So the most important thing I can tell you right now is keep filming and share your videos with tips@migrantinsider.com or directly with me at pab.202 on Signal. And beyond that, just stay safe out there, fam. Stay safe out there.